Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Commitment, where we do just a little bit of exercise, but we exercise every day. We increase that exercise. We do a couple different things. And today I wanted to talk about just sort of the concept of daily commitment. We had a great viewer ask about it. You know, he's like, hey, kind of go a little more into it about how to get started and how to kind of continue your daily commitment program. Well, I thought about it, man. I thought about it all yesterday. I'm like, how's the best way to summarize it? You know, and not just summarize it, but really to get people started on it. And like the basics are basic, right? You got to do a little bit of exercise. You got to do it every day, right? So daily commitment, right? That makes sense. But the question is, what exercise do you pick, right? Now, I started with push-ups and squats. That's because that's what worked for me. I could already do a squat and I liked it, and I had a little bit of training from some other people who kind of shown me at least a few pointers on how to do that. And the push-ups, I was doing terrible push-ups. I wasn't doing right at all, but whatever. I was doing push-ups, and then eventually I learned, you know, how to do them a little better, a little bit with better form and stuff like that. But one of the things really with daily commitment is picking your exercise. And that's going to depend on your personal preferences, right? What you're able to do, right? And also, you know, what area you're in, right? I have this beautiful woods area that I like to walk in, so it's good for do walking right now, but I didn't usually do walking. So, you know, I kind of changed it and varied it up for this particular one. I'm still getting a little soreness in my arms, especially my forearm flexors, so I figure staying away from like the pull-ups for just a little bit longer is probably a good idea. But anyway, back to the program, how to get started. So you got to pick your exercise. So when you pick your exercise, you know, bear in mind, walking's a great exercise. Everybody can walk pretty much, so that's probably a good one to start with, especially if you've got a lot of extra weight and squatting's hard. But one of the most important things with walking or any of these ones that you start is you really want to only do a little bit. You don't want to overwork yourself. Generally, the mistake that almost every beginning exercise person does is they exercise too hard to start out with. And they either hurt themselves or they become demotivated because it's just too hard. They get up the first day and they're like, you know, I'm going to follow Daily Commitment's advice and I'm going to get a walk in. Well, they walk and they push themselves, and the next day they wake up sore. And one of the key ideas with Daily Commitment is you need to do such a little bit of exercise that you can repeat that exercise the next day and repeat it the next day and repeat it the next day without getting sore. And that means you need to do 70%, maybe less, of your maximum. So that might be a lot less than people think to start out with. And honestly, guys, it's way better to start out with too little than too much. A really important part of the program that I talk about is first, you want to make it a habit, make it easy. So first, you've got to pick something. We talked about picking the right exercise. Let's say it's walking. You have to pick the amount that's easy. So you probably don't want to even get close to your max, maybe 30% of your max to start out with. Well, why? Because what we want to do is we need to build the habit of exercise before we build the amount of exercise. So let's take as an example walking, right? Maybe the first day you just walk to your mailbox and back. What do you mean, my mailbox is back? That's going to take a minute and a half. Yeah, but you're going to do it every day for a minute and a half. You're going to go, oh, it's time for my daily commitment. I'm going to walk to my mailbox and back, or down to the end of my street and back if that's too short. But you're talking 5 minutes or less. I think that's an important, probably the easiest way to say it when you first start out in your daily commitment, when you're trying to just make it a habit, and you're trying to make it easy. By the way, make it habit, make it easy. T-shirts, I think I'll put the link in description if I don't forget. There's also the little bit of exercise every day T-shirts you can get down there. They're a lot of fun. You'll see me wearing them sometimes. But anyway, the point is, make it a habit, make it easy, or maybe make it easy, then you make it a habit, is again, I'm just going to repeat this again, make it, we want to build the habit of exercise. Then, after we build the habit of exercise, then we want to increase the intensity, right? You're getting used to doing something good for yourself every day. And once you're used to that, then increase that amount. Make it 3 minutes. Maybe I shouldn't even say 5 minutes. 3 minutes of exercise a day to start with. And then next week, maybe 4 whole minutes a day. And then next week, maybe 5 whole minutes a day. And you're like, well, that's nothing. Yeah, well, guess what? In 52 weeks in a year, if you up at 1 minute a week, that's going to be over an hour, or I guess 55 minutes by the end of the year. And that's too much, actually. So that would even be too fast. You don't need to up it very much, because the idea is you're not trying to exercise and then get in shape and then you're going to be in shape. No, no, no. Your plan is to make this a lifelong habit. You're going to always be doing it. It's not, exercise isn't this mountain or this goal that you climb and then you reach and then you're there. It's more this thing without an end. What's a thing without an end? You know what I mean? Not a race, not a journey, not a this. It's like your whole life. You're never going to stop. You're actually going to have way better health into your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even hundreds. You're going to do better with exercising your whole life if you do that. Anyway, so I think that covers some of the basics. Make sure you pick the right exercise that's not too hard. Make sure you pick a very small amount so you can build that habit of exercise first. I recommend something like a squat if you're doing inside exercise, or something like walking if you're doing an outside exercise. Usually the legs are bigger and stronger, and honestly, exercising your legs is more important than exercising your upper body. A lot of guys, I want to get the biceps and triceps, I want my shoulders to look big. Of course you do, absolutely. But those are actually smaller muscles in your body than your leg muscles. So you're going to be exercising more of your body by walking. You're going to be exercising more of your body by doing a squat than you will doing bicep curls or whatever. And even like pull-ups, because pull-ups, what's nice about pull-ups is that full body exercise. It's not just here, but you got to hold your trunk straight and that kind of stuff. And the same thing with the push-ups, you got to hold your trunk straight, but still they're not as full body as walking like this. So anyway, guys, I hope that that covered it. I hope that you guys get an idea. Like, I thought that was a really good question, so I appreciate that. And guys, let me tell you something. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate the fact that I'm doing this, and I've been doing it for a while. Let me tell you something. After you've been doing it for a while, it really does get to be a habit. You start to look forward to your exercise, because when you first start, you have to push yourself. I got to get those 3 minutes. But once you feel those results of doing those 3-4 minutes every day, and then start increasing, you start thinking, oh, hey, it's time for my exercise. Your body starts learning. That's the time when I get my endorphins, when I maybe get out in the beautiful woods. So yeah, guys, do it. Just do it. Start with a little bit and increase slowly. Pick the right exercise. Don't do too much. Make it a habit before you increase the amount. And you guys have a great one. And as always, good luck with, oh, wait a second. Hold on. One more thing I got to say.